Hello, Levitical Kingdom Privateers. On September the 12th and 13th, we are hosting the first annual Holy Nation of the Ecclesia Conference. The theme is Threshold Covenant, with great worship brought to us by the Woodcock Singers, a great MC known as Plain Flyer 21, speakers like Dr. Mike Spalding, Jim Odell, Randy Conway, C2K Rick, and our keynote speaker, the world-renowned Vicki Joy Anderson. And don't miss a very special and world-altering Friday night event that will equip you for what is coming. Admission is free for our naturalized families and very affordable for our guests. Head over to c2kreport.com and scroll down on the homepage to find our link to purchase tickets for your friends and family. And remember, it's all about the blood.
Good evening. So why is the church talking about patriarchy and sexism? Here's part of a video that explains some of our church's teachings on these concepts.
In the Evangelical Lutheran Church in America, or ELCA, we believe all people are created equally in the image of God. God intends for everyone to flourish, but because of the sin of sexism, women are often deprived of that right. As God's people, we believe we're called to seek justice and equity for all. But what does that mean for us today? And how are Lutherans responding? The Lutheran commitment to neighbor justice compels us to expose how patriarchy and sexism cause harm to all of creation. Throughout history, women and girls have suffered harm and injustice due to sex, gender, or both. This has roots in patterns of power, privilege, and prejudice within a patriarchy. Say that 3 times fast. There are very real consequences of a system centered on men, including gender-based violence, pay inequality, restricted access to healthcare and economic resources. The Christian tradition is both a challenge and a resource when it comes to addressing sexism. And let me tell you, it's been a big challenge. It's no secret the Christian church has been complicit in the sins of sexism and patriarchy. Scripture has been misused to oppress women. Biblical texts say things about women and girls that we now recognize as harmful. Some aspects of the scriptures reflect the cultures and societies in which they arose. But a Lutheran reading, centered on Christ, frees us from taking all the scriptures only literally. We don't have to conform to the social and cultural practices of the ancient world.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Privateers Volley. I am Rick Hidalgo, your host, and today we're talking about, is the patriarchy bad? Is patriarchy bad? Because if you listen to this clip, you're thinking, oh my goodness, the patriarchy and sexism, those two things are sins against God, and if we don't fix that, women are never going to get a fair shake. Well, first of all, I've been doing a little searching here. I'm not seeing patriarchy or sexism as a sin anywhere in here. In fact, I'm seeing exactly the opposite. It seems that patriarchy is actually a protective mechanism. God gifted men with a particular way of protecting their house and protecting their life and protecting the people that are around them, their loved ones, okay? And it looks like even that God gave roles to men and to women, things that we're more likely to be successful at and women are more likely to be successful at are separate roles. Those are things. A man cannot be a mother. A man cannot be mothering. I cannot be what a woman can be. Okay? Also, a woman cannot be what I am. They cannot be a dad. All right? No woman can be a dad or take the place of a dad. The things that I can contribute to a son or daughter is different than the things that a wife or a woman can contribute to a son or a daughter. These are just pretty simple things. When Paul comes out and says that, a woman should not preach in church, he's not telling you, hey, you know what? It's okay if a woman preaches in church because, on these occasions, if there's not a man, then a woman needs to be able to step up. No, the reason why Paul says these kind of things is because a man has a particular set of giftings, and those set of giftings set a man apart in a position to be able to lead and protect. A woman is not a protector in the same way that a man is a protector. So there are roles, and there are roles on purpose. I'm not saying that a woman has no role of serving in a church. There are definitely things within a body politic, which, by the way, a church is not the overall ecclesia. A church is a body politic. It's a regional extension of the ecclesia, and that regional extension forms a body politic. And within the body politic, there's definitely roles for women, and there's definitely roles for men. This is not a sexism thing. Okay, whatever sexism is, I feel like that's some kind of Freudian word that's been invented by psychology. Okay, if we're going to accuse patriarchy of torturing women throughout the ages, leading to domestic abuse and leading to shortage of pay and wages, that a woman can't make as much as a man and all those type of things. If that's what we're going to do, throw all that on patriarchy, kind of defeating yourself by even going the places that you've gone in this particular video. This clip, it's very sad to see any denomination claiming to be of Christ going to such woke identity politics. And that's exactly what it is woke identity politics. There is no harmful scripture to women anywhere in the Bible. There is no Bible verse that is harmful to women. You want to talk about harmful to women? Serving Moloch and passing your children to the fire? That's harmful to women. Abortion, harmful to women. Cancer, harmful to women. None of these things are created by the patriarchy. None of these things. Pay gap, well, there's a reason for that too. Maybe we'll get into that in a different video. But the patriarchy is here as a protective mechanism over the house and over the wife and over the children. That is the entire, not the entire, but that is a large part of the reason why God placed a patriarchy over a woman. Okay? So let's get off our high horse. Let's stop with all these, crazy reversals of scripture. Clean the palate. Go back to the scripture. Read it again. And this time, think about, why would God do these things? Why would God place these things the way that he did? Is there a reason? Could it possibly be for the betterment of society that God does these things? And let's stop being so accusatory. Without the patriarchy, you have nothing. Society has nothing. The matriarchy could not create a society that's successful on their own. They need the patriarchy. And thus, the patriarchy also needs matriarchs. We need matriarchs to raise children in the way they should go. There are obvious roles. Anyhow, this is not a winnable subject, because no matter how you talk about this, a man is going to come across as, unwilling to listen, unwilling to, have a conversation about it. I'll have a conversation about it all day, but if we can't base it on Scripture, and you're going to reinterpret Scripture, where are we going? What are we doing? anyhow, this is another Privateer's Volley. I hope you liked it. If you didn't, I'm sorry I can't bat 1,000. But everything we do here at Privateer's Volley, it's all about the blood. See you next time.